Monster Hunter is a game about hunting monsters, and that's just about it for the most parts. Each hunt can be quite time-consuming, often ranging from 10 to 20 minutes and even to 15 minutes. You start off the game with nothing but simple armor on your back and only a handful of money to begin with. But with each successful hunt, you'll come back stronger than ever, wearing armors made from the skin and bones of your fallen prey and much more knowledgeable about the in-game mechanics and monster behavior and tendencies. With each entry to the series, more and more monsters got added, with one of them to be the flagship monster of that specific entry. But what exactly is a flagship monster? What does it mean? The monster that appears on the cover art counts as a flagship monster. This and more will be explained later on in the video. Now for some background. The Monster Hunter series is one of the few games I'm very passionate about, having played through every single generation starting from the original to Freedom Unite, Polyball 3rd, 3 Ultimate, Generations Ultimate, and Rise. My hunting journey started off first with the original Monster Hunter for the PS2. I happened upon it while I was browsing my local game store. I looked at the cover art of the game featuring the monster Rathalos and thought, damn, this game looks sick. But back to the topic. Flagship monsters is what I will call the main rival of that specific entry you're playing, oftentimes designed to be some of the toughest hunts you'll encounter in the game. A hunt you'll have to eventually overcome, and embodies what that specific entry is all about. The Flying Wyvern Rathalos from the first game is a very good example of this. Back then in the first generation, he is a menace to deal with. In a game without any options to upgrade your armor's defense, a single charge or tail whip can take out quite a sizable chunk of your health away. For me back then, Rathalos represents the absolute top, the apex of the food chain, something the game will try its best to remind you of by having him present during the 2-star Egg Delivery quests, or any other quests in order to disrupt whatever it is you are doing and make you panic. The opening cinematic for the game also encouraged this, where a group of ill-equipped hunters attempt to slide by themselves. So in a sense, the game had been building up to this battle right off the beginning. Little pieces shown during its brief appearances in previous quests quickly adds up to make you think that yes, this monster will indeed be my ultimate test of skills, and you're goddamn right. The actual fight against it back then was long, hard, and most of all very exhausting. But once you finally struck that final blow, accompanied by that triumphant music as you carve away its body parts, you can feel a certain sense of fulfillment. After numerous failed attempts and wasted items, you finally figure out his moves, behavior, and most importantly, you learn how to respond to them well. You finally did it. You struck down that beast shown in the cover art of the game, your main rival finally vanquished by your own hand. Doesn't it feel satisfying? With all that said, each flagship monster to me serves as a pillar you must overcome before you can truly enjoy the rest of the game. It's a way to test new players to see whether they are truly up to the challenge each specific entry brings. This is especially more prevalent in later games, such as with the mighty Lord of the Seas, Lagiacruz in Tri, which embodies the struggle of trying to adapt and challenge these leviathans in their natural habitat. Each successful underwater hunt from before the quest serves as a tutorial for you to learn and master the new combat system before you can get to fight the Lord of the Seas itself as some sort of final test in order to face what comes next. Gormagala, the flagship of Monster Hunter 4, was functionally the same way as well, appearing numerous times throughout the entire low-rank village quest, effectively serving as the Caravan Hunter's main rival before it finally molted into its final form, the Shagarumagala, just in time for the final battle. Even though after molting into the Shagarumagala, an Elder Dragon, a class entirely different from its juvenile Gormagala form, the core fight remains mostly the same aside from the new moves added in and such. So in a way, the mandatory Gormagala fight was a tutorial for you to eventually slay the Shagarumagala, ending the threat of the Frenzy Fighters, Each of the flagship introduced from each game oftentimes were introduced as a force of nature that is currently threatening the village or even the world in their respective game. Be it the Glagiacrus for Moga or Magnamalo for Kamura. You were introduced to them early on because it is the developer's intention to set up something akin to a rivalry between you as the hunter and the monster which embodies that specific entry. So being able to take down this beast can be interpreted as you, the player, rising up from a mere fledgling hunter, learning the ropes before finally being skilled enough to challenge these fearsome monsters. Sometimes, even when you're at a disadvantage, in order to defend or save your town, your deeds will then mark you as a hero to the citizens. Your tales will remain as a local legend even after when you're gone. All of that will be the proof that you are indeed a hero.